I walked into my son's kitchen and found him face down in a pool of blood. My hands grabbed my phone. 911, I didn't think. I pressed the tiles on the floor next to Jake. Red soaked through my jeans, his chest moved. Barely. 911, what's your emergency? My son, he's bleeding, I don't know what happened. The operator's voice cut through. Ma'am, is he breathing? Yes, barely. There's so much blood. Where is the bleeding coming from? I rolled him slightly. His head, a gash above his temple, his arm bent wrong. His head, his arm, please hurry. Paramedics are on the way. Stay on the line. I pressed a kitchen towel against his head. Jake groaned. His eyes fluttered. Jake, can you hear me? Nothing. The back door stood open. Cold November air pushed into the room. I looked at the door, then back at Jake. Someone had been here. Or someone left. 2 weeks earlier, everything was perfect. Thanksgiving dinner at Jake's house. The table stretched across the dining room with enough food for 20 people. Sarah, my daughter-in-law, had outdone herself. Turkey, 3 kinds of stuffing, sweet potatoes with marshmallows that Emma kept sneaking before dinner. My granddaughter's laugh filled every corner of that house. Grandma, look, Emma held up a drawing. A family. Stick figures with huge smiles. That's you, and that's Daddy, and that's Mommy, and that's Noah and me. I hugged her. It's beautiful, sweetheart. Jake walked over with Noah on his shoulders. My grandson giggled, grabbing fistfuls of his father's hair. Mom, you want wine? Jake asked. Just a little. He poured with his free hand. Noah bounced and laughed. Jake didn't even flinch. He'd always been like that. Steady, calm, the kind of father I'd hoped he'd become. Sarah appeared from the kitchen, her blonde hair pulled back in a neat ponytail, apron still on. She smiled at me. Diane, can you help me with the gravy? I followed her to the kitchen. She stirred a pot on the stove. Everything okay? I asked. Perfect. She didn't look at me. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. Of course. Jake's been talking about expanding his firm. Taking on a partner, it's a big investment. She turned to me then, blue eyes bright. We might need to borrow from his trust fund, just temporarily. Something in my stomach tightened. Jake's trust fund. The money his father left him, I was the co-trustee. How much? Maybe 200,000. He's got a huge project lined up, a commercial development downtown. I nodded slowly. Have him call me next week. We'll discuss it. She smiled wider. Thank you. You're always so supportive. But that smile, something about it felt rehearsed. Dinner was loud and warm. Emma talked about kindergarten. Noah threw mashed potatoes. Jake carved the turkey with the precision of a surgeon. Sarah sat at the end of the table, watching everyone. I caught her looking at Jake several times, not with love, with something else. Calculation. I shook the thought away. She was my daughter-in-law. She'd been part of our family for 7 years. She'd given me 2 grandchildren. I was imagining things. After dinner, Jake and I stood on the back porch. The same porch where I'd found the door open today, where someone had run. You seem happy, I said. He looked out at the yard. I am. Finally got the Morton project. Big one. Could set us up for years. Sarah mentioned the trust fund. He nodded. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but this project, Mom, it's everything I've been working toward. Your father would be proud. He smiled, a real smile. I hope so. We stood in comfortable silence. Then Emma ran out, begging Jake to push her on the swing. He went. I watched him push his daughter, her laughter rising into the cold air. I didn't know that would be one of the last normal moments we'd have. The sirens brought me back. Paramedics rushed through the front door. A woman in a blue uniform knelt beside me. Ma'am, we've got him. Step back, please. I moved. My jeans stuck to my legs, Jake's blood. They worked fast, checking vitals, strapping his arm, loading him onto a stretcher. I followed them to the ambulance. "Are you family?" one paramedic asked. "His mother." "Ride with us." I climbed in. They closed the doors. The ambulance lurched forward. Jake's eyes opened. Barely, he looked at me. "Mom." "Don't talk. Save your energy." "Sarah," his voice cracked. "Don't trust." The paramedic cut in. "Sir, stay still. We need to stabilize you." Jake's eyes closed again. "Don't trust Sarah." My phone buzzed. A text from Sarah. "Diane, I'm at the grocery store with the kids. Is everything okay?" Jake's not answering. I stared at the message, the grocery store, but her car was in the driveway when I arrived. I'd parked behind it. I didn't respond. At the hospital, they rushed Jake into surgery. A doctor with gray hair and tired eyes spoke to me in the waiting room. "Mrs. Chen, your son has a severe head injury and a compound fracture in his left arm. We need to operate immediately." "Will he be okay?" "We're doing everything we can." He left. I sat in a plastic chair. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and fear. 30 minutes later, Sarah arrived. Emma and Noah clung to her legs. She looked perfect. Hair still neat. Makeup fresh. No signs of panic. "Diane, what happened?" She rushed over, but her eyes were dry. "I found him in the kitchen. He was unconscious." "Oh my God." She covered her mouth, but her hands didn't shake. "Was it a break-in?" "I don't know." A police officer approached. Tall, dark uniform, badge red Martinez. "Mrs. Chen, I'm Officer Martinez. I need to ask you some questions." I nodded. "What time did you arrive at the house?" "Around 2:30. "And you found your son in the kitchen?" "Yes, on the floor. The back door was open." He wrote in a notepad. "Was anyone else in the house?" "No, just Jake." His eyes shifted to Sarah. "And you are?" "Sarah Chen, his wife." She stepped forward. "I was at the store with our children. I came as soon as Diane called." But I hadn't called her. Martinez noticed my expression. "You didn't call Mrs. Chen?" "No." Sarah's face didn't change. "I meant texted. She texted me." I hadn't texted her either. Martinez wrote something else. "Mrs. Chen, the wife, do you know of anyone who might want to hurt your husband?" "No, everyone loves Jake." Her voice was steady, too steady. "Any financial troubles? Business disputes?" "None." She touched her necklace, a small gold cross. "We're doing great. Jake just landed a huge project." Martinez nodded. "We'll need to search the house, dust for prints." "Of course," Sarah said. "Whatever you need." He left to make a call. Sarah sat next to me. Emma climbed into my lap. Noah played with toy cars on the floor. "Grandma, where's Daddy?" Emma asked. "The doctors are helping him, sweetie." Sarah leaned close. Her perfume was strong. Lavender. "Diane, this is awful, but Jake's strong. He'll pull through." I looked at her, really looked. Her eyes were clear. Focused. No tears, no trembling. A woman whose husband was in emergency surgery should look destroyed. She looked composed. My phone buzzed again. A text from an unknown number. Check Sarah's phone. Look at her messages from this morning. I stared at the screen. Who sent this? I glanced at Sarah. She was texting someone. Her fingers moved fast. Then she put her phone face down on the chair beside her. "I need to use the restroom," she said. "Watch the kids." "Of course." She walked away. Her phone stayed on the chair. I shouldn't have looked. But Jake's words echoed. "Don't trust Sarah." I picked up her phone. No lock screen. It opened immediately. The most recent messages were with a contact named D. "It's done." He won't remember anything. Meet me tonight, same place. My blood went cold. I scrolled up, more messages, weeks of them. The trust fund money hits tomorrow. Then we're set. 200,000 is just the start. There's more where that came from. Once he signs the life insurance papers, we wait 3 months. Then we finish this. Life insurance papers. I looked up. Sarah was walking back from the restroom. Her expression was calm, almost pleasant. She'd tried to kill my son. And she had no idea I knew. I dropped Sarah's phone back onto the chair. My hands were shaking. I pressed them against my thighs. Emma looked up at me from my lap. "Grandma, you okay?" "I'm fine, baby." Sarah rounded the corner. She picked up her phone without checking it, slipped it into her purse. "Any news?" she asked. "Not yet." She sat down, crossed her legs, smoothed her jeans, every movement calculated. I watched her hands, steady, not a tremor. A woman who just orchestrated her husband's murder should look different. Guilty, nervous, something. Sarah looked like she was waiting for a dentist appointment. I needed to think. I needed proof. Those text messages weren't enough. She could delete them, claim I'd misread, claim anything. I needed more. "I'm going to get coffee," I said. "Want anything?" "No, thank you." I stood. Emma slid off my lap. I walked toward the cafeteria, then ducked into a quiet hallway, pulled out my phone, called my attorney. Marcus picked up on the second ring. "Diane, everything okay?" "No," I kept my voice low. "I need you to freeze Jake's trust fund immediately." Silence, then, what happened? "I can't explain now. Just do it. Don't let Sarah access any of it." "Diane, I need a reason. Jake's a co-trustee. He can authorize." "Jake's in surgery. Someone tried to kill him. I think it was Sarah." Another pause, longer this time. "I'll file an emergency injunction within the hour. It'll hold for 72 hours, but then we'll need evidence." "I'll get it." I hung up, leaned against the wall. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. Everything felt too bright, too sharp. My son was in surgery because his wife wanted him dead. How had I missed this? I thought back to Thanksgiving. Era's smile, her questions about the trust fund, the way she watched Jake. I'd seen something off. I'd ignored it. I walked back to the waiting room. Sarah was on her phone again, texting. She looked up when I sat down. "Doctor said it might be another hour," she said. "Okay." We sat in silence. Noah had fallen asleep on the floor, curled around his toy cars. Emma colored in a booklet the nurse had given her. Officer Martinez returned. He sat across from us. "Mrs. Chen, I have some questions about this morning." Sarah set her phone down. "Of course." "What time did you leave for the grocery store?" "Around 1:30. "And your husband was home?" "Yes, he was working in his office. He had some project files to review." Martinez wrote, "Did he seem upset, worried about anything?" "No, he was fine, normal." She paused. "Actually, he seemed excited. He said the Morton project was moving forward faster than expected." I watched her, every word smooth, practiced. "And you took both children with you?" "Yes, Jake was working. I didn't want them to disturb him." "How long were you at the store?" "Maybe 45 minutes. I was in the checkout line when Diane texted." "That lie again." Martinez glanced at me. I kept my face neutral. "Mrs. Chen, does your husband have any enemies? Anyone from work, former clients?" Sarah shook her head. "Jake's the kindest person I know. Everyone loves him." "What about financial issues? Debts?" "We're very comfortable. Jake's firm is doing well." Martinez nodded, closed his notepad. "We'll be in touch. If you think of anything, call me." He handed her a card. After he left, Sarah turned to me. This is insane. Who would hurt Jake? I looked at her. I don't know. But I did know. 3 hours later, a surgeon emerged. Blue scrubs. Surgical mask pulled down around his neck. Mrs. Chen. I stood. Yes. Your son is out of surgery. We've stabilized him. The head injury was significant, but we were able to relieve the pressure. The arm required 3 pins. He'll need physical therapy. Will he be okay? It's too early to say. The next 48 hours are critical. He's sedated now. We'll monitor for brain swelling. Can I see him? Soon. We're moving him to ICU. Relief and terror mixed in my chest. He was alive, but for how long? Sarah stood beside me. Thank God, she whispered. I wanted to scream. We waited another hour. Then a nurse led us to ICU. Jake lay in a bed surrounded by machines. Tubes ran from his arms. A bandage covered half his head. His left arm was in a cast. He looked small, breakable. I pulled a chair close, took his right hand. His fingers were cold. Jake, I'm here. No response, just the steady beep of monitors. Sarah stood at the foot of the bed. She touched his leg through the blanket. Baby, you're going to be okay. The word baby from her mouth made me sick. A nurse came in, checked the machines. He should wake up in a few hours. When he does, he might be confused, disoriented. That's normal. Will he remember what happened? I asked. Hard to say with head injuries. Sometimes memory comes back, sometimes it doesn't. After the nurse left, Sarah sat down. I should take the kids home, get them dinner, but I don't want to leave Jake. Go, I said. I'll stay. Are you sure? Yes. She hesitated, then nodded. Call me if anything changes. She kissed Jake's forehead, adjusted his blanket, played the perfect wife. Then she left. I waited 10 minutes, made sure she was gone. Then I pulled out my phone. I needed to know who Sarah really was. I started with social media. Her Facebook was public. Pictures of Jake and the kids, family vacations, birthday parties, everything looked normal. I scrolled back, 5 years, 6, 7. Then I found it. A post from 8 years ago, before she married Jake. New city, new start. Seattle, here I come. Seattle, but Sarah told us she was from Portland, that she'd moved to our city for a nursing job. I kept scrolling, further back, 9 years ago. A different name on her profile. Sarah Mitchell, not Sarah Parker. Parker was her maiden name, or so she'd said. I searched Sarah Mitchell, Seattle. The first result was a news article from 9 years ago. Local woman arrested in financial fraud case. I clicked. The article was brief. Sarah Mitchell, 23, arrested for defrauding an elderly man of $85,000. Charges included identity theft and forgery. The case was settled out of court, details sealed. I stared at the screen. My daughter-in-law was a criminal. I searched more, found another article, different city, different name. Sarah Brennan, arrested for check fraud in Portland 6 years ago. Case dismissed due to lack of evidence. How many names had she used? How many people had she hurt? My phone buzzed, a text from Marcus. Injunction filed, trust fund frozen. Do you need anything else? I texted back. Can you run a background check on Sarah Chen? Maiden name Parker. Also check Mitchell and Brennan. I'll have some. Everything by tomorrow. I put my phone away, looked at Jake. His chest rose and fell. The machines beeped. I'm so sorry, I whispered. I should have seen it. But I hadn't. None of us had. She was good, too good. Jake stirred. His eyes opened slowly, unfocused. He looked around, confused. Mom. I stood, leaned over him. I'm here, you're okay, you're in the hospital. What happened? You were hurt, do you remember? He blinked, his forehead creased. I was at home working. Then what? Sarah came in, she asked about the Morton contract. He paused, his breathing quickened. She wanted me to sign something. What was it? Life insurance, she said. We should update it with the new project. His eyes found mine, fear in them. I didn't sign it. What happened next? She got angry, not loud, just cold. She left. I went to the kitchen, got water. He stopped, winced. Then, I don't know, someone was behind me. I turned, then nothing. Did you see who it was? No, but, he trailed off. But what? Sarah's perfume. I smelled it. The room felt colder. Jake, listen to me. Sarah's not who we thought she is. He looked at me. I know. What do you mean? I hired a private investigator 3 weeks ago. His voice was weak, each word an effort. I found charges on our credit card. Thousands of dollars, hotels, restaurants. I didn't recognize any of it. What did the investigator find? She's having an affair. Some guy named Derek. They've been seeing each other for 6 months. Derek, the D in her phone. Did you confront her? No, I wanted more proof for the divorce. He closed his eyes. I was going to tell you after Thanksgiving. Didn't want to ruin the holiday. My heart broke. He'd been carrying this alone. There's more, I said. Sarah has a criminal history, fraud, identity theft, multiple names. His eyes opened. What? I'm having her background checked. Marcus is helping. Jake tried to sit up, groaned, fell back against the pillows. Mom, the kids, Emma and Noah, if she's capable of this. I know, we'll protect them. She can't have them, if I die. You're not going to die. Promise me, if something happens, you'll fight for custody. Don't let her take them. I promise. He relaxed slightly. The machines beeped faster. A nurse appeared. His heart rate's elevated. He needs rest. She looked at me. You should step out for a bit. I squeezed Jake's hand. I'll be right outside. In the hallway, I called Marcus again. I need you to draft emergency custody papers, temporary guardianship, whatever it takes to keep Sarah away from Emma and Noah. On what grounds? Jake believes she tried to kill him. He has evidence of an affair, and I have reason to believe she's planning to do it again. Diane, these are serious accusations. We need proof for a judge. I'll get it, just have the papers ready. I hung up, paced the hallway. Nurses walked past. Visitors, doctors, normal people in a normal hospital. Nothing felt normal. My phone buzzed. Unknown number again. You found the messages. Good. Check the life insurance policy. It was updated last week. $2 million payout. Sarah forged Jake's signature. I stared at the text. Who is this? 3 dots appeared. Then, someone who knows what she's capable of. Meet me tomorrow, 10 a.m. Riverside Coffee Shop, come alone. The dots disappeared. I looked back at Jake's room. Through the window, I could see him sleeping. Machines keeping him alive. Someone out there knew Sarah's plan. Someone was helping me. But who? And could I trust them? I had 18 hours to decide. I arrived at Riverside Coffee Shop 15 minutes early. The place was half empty, morning crowd gone, a few laptop workers in corners, soft jazz playing overhead. I ordered black coffee I wouldn't drink, sat at a table near the back, watched the door. At exactly 10, a woman walked in. Mid-30s, dark hair pulled back, business casual. She scanned the room, found me, walked over. Diane. I nodded. She sat down. No coffee, no pleasantries, just direct eye contact. I'm Rebecca. I was married to Derek. The affair partner. My chest tightened. Was. He filed for divorce 4 months ago, said he'd fallen in love with someone else. Her jaw clenched. Your daughter-in-law. I set my coffee down. You've been sending the texts. Yes. Why help me? Rebecca leaned forward. Because Sarah destroys everything she touches. She destroyed my marriage, almost destroyed my career. I'm a financial analyst. Derek worked at the same firm. After he left, people talked. My reputation took hits I didn't deserve. How did you know about Jake? I followed Derek, watched them together, then I started digging into Sarah's past. She pulled out a folder, set it on the table. This is everything. I opened it, bank statements, hotel receipts, photos of Sarah and a man, Derek, presumably kissing outside a restaurant. More photos, them at a park, in a car. There's more, Rebecca. Said. Sarah's been planning this for over a year. She married Jake for his money. The trust fund was always the target. How do you know? Derek told me, not directly, but I recorded our last conversation before the divorce. She pulled out her phone, pressed play. Derek's voice came through, tinny but clear. She's got it all figured out. Once the insurance money hits, we're set. $2 million. We can go anywhere, start over. Rebecca's voice. You're talking about killing someone. I'm not doing anything. Sarah's handling it. I'm just there for support. This is insane. You can't be serious. She's done this before, Becca. She knows how to make it look like an accident. The guy in Seattle, the old man, it wasn't fraud. She got him to change his will. Then he fell down the stairs. No one suspected anything. The recording ended. I felt sick. The man in Seattle, I said. The fraud case, he died. 3 weeks after she was arrested, case was dropped. They ruled it an accident. Rebecca's eyes were hard. But Derek knew. She told him everything. She was proud of it. Why hasn't Derek been arrested? No proof. It's his word. And he's careful. Never texted about the plan. Always talked in person. Sarah's the same way. That's why those texts on her phone are so damning. She got sloppy. I looked through the folder again. A life insurance application. Jake's signature at the bottom. But I'd seen Jake's signature 1,000 times. This wasn't his handwriting. She forged this. Yes, filed it last week. Derek helped. He works in insurance now. Pushed it through his company's system. We can prove forgery. If Jake's alive to testify, if he remembers, head injuries are convenient that way. I closed the folder. What do you want from this? I want Sarah in prison. I want Derek to face consequences, and I want my life back. Rebecca's voice didn't waver. But mostly, I want to make sure she doesn't get away with it again. She won't. We sat in silence. The jazz music felt wrong, too light for this conversation. There's something else, Rebecca said. Sarah's planning to take the kids. She has tickets to Mexico, leaves in 3 days. She's been transferring money to an offshore account. Small amounts, hard to trace. How do you know this? Derek's not as careful as he thinks. I still have access to his email. He and Sarah have been coordinating. 3 days. If Sarah got Emma and Noah across the border, I might never see them again. I need copies of everything. The recording, the emails, all of it. Rebecca slid a USB drive across the table. It's all here. Take it to the police, to a lawyer, whatever you need. I took the drive. Thank you. She stood. Don't thank me yet. Sarah's dangerous, and she's desperate. People like her don't go quietly. She left. I sat alone with the folder and the USB drive. Outside, traffic moved past. Normal people living normal days. My day was about to get worse. I drove to Marcus's office. He was waiting. I have everything, I said, handed him the folder and drive. He spent an hour reviewing. His expression darkened with each page. "This is enough," he finally said. "We can file for emergency custody, get a restraining order, and we need to take this to the police. Forgery, conspiracy to commit murder. This is serious." "How long will it take?" "I can file today, emergency hearing tomorrow. But Diane, Sarah will fight. She'll claim you're making this up, that you're trying to take her children." "I have proof." "You have evidence of an affair and financial fraud. The attempted murder is harder. Jake's testimony will be crucial. Can he testify?" "The doctors say he's improving. He might be released in a few days." "We need him coherent and clear. A judge won't grant custody based on suspicion." "What about the recording? Derek admitting to the plan?" "It's strong, but Derek can claim he was exaggerating, talking big. Without direct evidence linking Sarah to Jake's injury, it's circumstantial." I wanted to scream, "So she just gets away with it?" "No, we build an airtight case. We get the police involved, we move fast." He stood. "Let me make some calls." I left his office, drove to the hospital. My phone rang. Sarah. I almost didn't answer. Then I realized I needed to act normal, not tip her off. "Hello." "Diane, hi. How's Jake?" "Better. He woke up last night. He's talking." Silence. Then, "That's wonderful. Does he remember anything?" "Not much. The doctors say memory might come back slowly." "I'm coming by this afternoon. I want to see him." "Of course." She hung up. I parked at the hospital, went straight to Jake's room. He was sitting up, eating pudding, color back in his face. "Mom," he smiled, weak but real. I hugged him carefully. "You look better." "Feel like I got hit by a truck." "Close enough." I sat down. "We need to talk. Sarah's coming this afternoon." His expression changed. "I don't want to see her." "I know, but we need her to think everything." "'S normal, until the custody hearing." "When is that?" "Tomorrow. Marcus filed this morning." Jake set the pudding down. "What if she takes the kids before then?" "I have someone watching the house. A private investigator. If she tries to leave with Emma and Noah, he'll call the police." "This is insane." "I know." The door opened. A nurse came in, checked Jake's vitals. "Blood pressure's good. Doctor says you might go home in 2 days." After she left, Jake looked at me. "What happens if I testify and she still gets custody?" "That won't happen." "But if it does?" "Then we keep fighting. Appeal, whatever it takes." He nodded, but fear stayed in his eyes. Sarah arrived at 3. She brought flowers, lilies. Jake's allergic to lilies. She either forgot or didn't care. "Jake, honey." She set the flowers on the table, leaned down to kiss him. He turned his head slightly. Her lips caught his cheek. If she noticed, she didn't show it. "You look so much better," she said, sat in the chair next to his bed. "I've been so worried." "I'm okay." "Do you remember what happened?" "Not really, bits and pieces." "The police think it might have been a robbery. Someone broke in while you were working." "Maybe." She took his hand. He didn't pull away, but his fingers stayed limp. "I talked to your doctor," Sarah continued. "He says you can come home soon. I'll take care of you. Emma and Noah miss you so much." "Where are they now?" "My mom's watching them." A lie. Sarah's mother was dead. She'd told us that years ago. I'd checked. Her mother was alive, living in Florida. They hadn't spoken in 5 years. Everything Sarah said was a lie. We sat in painful small talk for 20 minutes. Sarah asked about his pain levels, his appetite, when he could return to work, normal wife questions. But her eyes kept flicking to the door, like she was waiting for something. Or someone. Finally, she stood. "I should go, let you rest." She kissed his forehead, looked at me. Diane, can I talk to you? In the hallway. I followed her out. She walked to a quiet corner, turned to me, her expression shifted, colder. I know what you're doing. My heart jumped. What do you mean? The trust fund, it's frozen. I tried to access it this morning. Jake's in the hospital. His finances are on hold until he recovers. That's not protocol. You blocked it. I'm protecting my son's assets. From what? From anyone trying to take advantage while he's vulnerable. Her eyes narrowed. You think I'm taking advantage? I didn't say that. You didn't have to. She stepped closer. Those are my children's future you're messing with. Jake's money is our family's money. Jake's not dead. When he recovers, he'll make his own decisions. If he recovers. The words hung between us. What did you say? Sarah's face smoothed. Head injuries are unpredictable. I'm a nurse. I know. Sometimes people seem fine, then crash. I'm just being realistic. Jake is going to be fine. I hope so. She adjusted her purse. But just in case, I've been looking into contingency plans for the kids. If something happens to Jake, I'll need resources, life insurance, savings, the trust fund. The trust fund is for Jake's children. It will go to Emma and Noah. Through me, I'm their mother. We'll see what the courts say. Her smile vanished. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, just that legal matters take time. She studied me. You're planning something. I'm protecting my family. So am I. She turned to leave. Stopped. Oh, and Diane, I wouldn't get too comfortable playing grandma. Things change. Custody arrangements change. You might want to remember that. She walked away, heels clicking on linoleum. I stood in the hallway, shaking. She'd threatened me, indirectly, but clear enough. I pulled out my phone, texted the private investigator Marcus had hired. Don't let her near the kids without witnesses. She's escalating. He responded immediately. Copy that. I'm parked outside the house now. Kids are inside with a babysitter. Sarah just pulled up. My stomach dropped. Don't let her take them. She has legal custody. I can't stop her, but I'll document everything. I called Marcus. Sarah's at the house. She's going to take Emma and Noah. The hearing's tomorrow morning. We have an emergency order, but it's not active until the judge signs it. So she can just leave, take them to Mexico. Not legally, but if she runs, we'll need law enforcement to stop her. Then call them. I need probable cause, a threat, something concrete. I thought fast, the conversation in the hallway, her words. She implied Jake might not recover, said she's making contingency plans, that custody arrangements change. That's not enough for an arrest, but it might be enough for a welfare check. I heard him typing. I'm calling Child Protective Services. They can do an emergency evaluation. If they find the children are at risk, they can remove them temporarily. Do it, now. I hung. Gee up, ran back to Jake's room. Sarah's at the house. She's going to take Emma and Noah. He tried to sit up. Stop her. I'm trying. Marcus is calling CPS. That'll take too long. Call the police. Tell them she's kidnapping them. She has custody. It's not kidnapping. Then what do we do? The door opened. Officer Martinez walked in. Mr. Chen, glad to see you're recovering. He looked at me. Mrs. Chen, your attorney called, said there might be a situation with your grandchildren. My daughter-in-law is planning to leave the country with them. She has tickets to Mexico. She's at the house right now. Martinez frowned. Does she have custody? Yes, but she tried to kill my son. That's a serious accusation. Do you have proof? I pulled out my phone, showed him the photos from Rebecca's folder, the texts on Sarah's phone. She's been planning this. She forged his life insurance papers. She's having an affair with a man who admitted on tape that they were going to kill Jake. Martinez studied the photos. I'll need to take this to my sergeant, but if what you're saying is true, we can intervene. Please hurry. She could leave any minute. He made a call, spoke in low tones, hung up. We're sending officers to the house. They'll do a wellness check. If Mrs. Chen is attempting to flee with the children, we can detain her. Relief flooded through me. Thank you. Martinez left. Jake grabbed my hand. What if they don't get there in time? They will. But my phone buzzed. The investigator. Sarah just loaded suitcases into her car. Kids are with her. She's pulling out of the driveway. No. I called Martinez. She's leaving right now. She has the kids. Units are 2 minutes out. We'll intercept. I held the phone, waited. Each second felt like an hour. Then, we've got her. Officers stopped her 3 blocks from the house. She's being detained. I sagged into the chair. Jake closed his eyes. Thank God. Emma and Noah. They're safe. CPS is on scene. They'll take temporary custody until the hearing tomorrow. It wasn't over, but my grandchildren were safe. For now. The courtroom smelled like old wood and stress. I sat behind Marcus, Jake beside me, his arm still in a cast, but he was here, walking, talking, alive. That was what mattered. Across the aisles, Sarah sat with her attorney, a sharp-looking woman in a gray suit. Sarah wore navy blue, hair perfect, makeup subtle. She looked like a grieving wife, a concerned mother. She looked like someone who deserved sympathy. I wanted to throw up. The judge entered. Everyone stood. Judge Patricia Morrison, 60s, reading glasses, reputation for being fair but tough. Please be seated. She reviewed the papers in front of her. This is an emergency custody hearing. Petitioner Diane Chen is requesting temporary guardianship of minors Emma Chen, age 5, and Noah Chen, age 3. Respondent is Sarah Chen, biological mother. Sarah's attorney stood. Your Honor, this petition is baseless. Mrs. Sarah Chen is a devoted mother. These children have been ripped from her care without cause. Marcus stood. Your Honor, we have substantial evidence that Mrs. Sarah Chen poses a danger to these children and to their father, Jake Chen, who is present today. I'll hear your evidence. Mr. Marcus, proceed. Marcus presented the folder. Bank statements showing Sarah's transfers to offshore accounts. The forged life insurance documents. Photos of Sarah and Derek. Your Honor, Mrs. Sarah Chen has been engaged in a conspiracy to defraud and potentially harm Jake Chen. She has been planning to flee the country with the children and $2 million in fraudulent life insurance money. Sarah's attorney objected. Speculation. My client's personal relationships are not relevant to her fitness as a mother. They are when those relationships involve conspiracy to commit murder. Marcus shot back. Judge Morrison held up a hand. I'll allow the evidence. Continue. Marcus called Rebecca to the stand. She walked up, calm, confident, told her story, the affair, the divorce, everything she'd found. Sarah's attorney cross-examined. Ms. Grant, you admit you have a personal vendetta against my client. I have a commitment to truth. You've been stalking Mr. Derek Paulson, your ex-husband. Correct. I've been documenting his criminal activity. Or harassing him because he left you. Rebecca's jaw tightened. He left me for a woman who murders people for money. I'd say that's relevant. The courtroom murmured. Judge Morrison banged her gavel. Order. Marcus introduced the recording. Derek's voice filled the courtroom. She's done this before, Becca. She knows how to make it look like an accident. Sarah's face didn't change, but her hands gripped the table. Your Honor, her attorney said, this recording was obtained without consent. It's inadmissible. It was a conversation between Ms. Grant and her husband at the time, Marcus countered. Single-party consent applies in this estate. Judge Morrison nodded. I'll allow it. Then Jake took the stand. He walked slowly, every step deliberate, sat down, placed his casted arm on the armrest. Marcus approached. Mr. Chen, can you tell the court what happened on November 15th? Jake spoke clearly. I was at home, working. Sarah came into my office. She had papers, life insurance documents. She wanted me to sign them. Did you? No, I asked why we needed to update our policy. She said it was because of my new project, the Morton development. I told her I'd review them later. How did she react? She got angry, not yelling, just cold. She said I didn't trust her, that I was ruining our financial future. He paused. Then she left. What happened next? I went to the kitchen, got water. Someone came up behind me. I turned. Then I woke up in the hospital. Did you see who attacked you? No, but I smelled Sarah's perfume. Lavender. She wears it every day. Sarah's attorney stood. Objection. Scent identification is unreliable. Your Honor, Mr. Chen lived with his wife for 7 years. He knows her perfume. I'll allow it, but the jury, if this goes to trial, will weigh its credibility. Marcus continued. Mr. Chen, 3 weeks before the attack, did you hire a private investigator? Yes. Why? I found suspicious charges on our credit card. Hotels, expensive restaurants, times when Sarah said she was at work or with the kids. His voice stayed steady. The investigator confirmed she was having an affair with Derek Paulson. Did you confront her? No, I wanted proof for divorce proceedings. I wanted to protect my children. Marcus showed more documents, financial records. Marcus had done his homework. Sarah had been draining their joint accounts slowly. Small transfers, 500 here, 1,000 there. Over 6 months, she'd moved $80,000. Your Honor, Mrs. Sarah Chen has been systematically stealing from her family. She forged her husband's signature on a $2 million life insurance policy. She attempted to murder him, and when that failed, she tried to flee the country with his children. Sarah's attorney stood. Your Honor, this is character assassination. Where is the physical evidence? The weapon? Witnesses? All we have is circumstantial evidence and the word of a bitter ex-wife. We have motive, means, and opportunity, Marcus said. We have financial fraud. We have flight risk. These children are not safe with Mrs. Chen. Judge Morrison looked at Sarah. Mrs. Chen, do you wish to testify? Sarah stood, walked to the stand, took the oath. Her attorney guided her through questions. Sarah, do you love your children? More than anything. Did you attack your husband? No, never. I love Jake. What about the affair allegations? Derek is a friend, a colleague, nothing more. Rebecca is obsessed. She's been harassing us for months. The bank transfers. Savings for the children's college funds. I was going to tell Jake. I wanted to surprise him. The Mexico tickets. A vacation. We talked about it months ago, before Jake got hurt. It was smooth, practiced, almost believable. Then Marcus stood for cross-examination. Mrs. Chen, you said Derek Paulson is a colleague. What company does he work for? Sarah hesitated. I don't remember the name. You don't remember, even though you've been seeing him regularly for 6 months. We're friends. I don't memorize his business details. Right, friends. Marcus pulled out more photos. Sarah and Derek kissing, holding hands, entering a hotel. These were taken last month. This looks like more than friendship. Sarah's composure cracked. We had a moment. It didn't mean anything. A moment, multiple moments, actually, across 6 months. He turned to the judge. Your Honor, the respondent is lying under oath. Your Honor, My client is under tremendous stress. She's under oath, Marcus interrupted. Mrs. Chen, did you or did you not forge your husband's signature on life insurance documents? Jake asked me to handle it. He was busy. So he did sign them. He told me to. That's not what he testified. He said he refused. Silence. Marcus let it hang. Mrs. Chen, where were you when Jake was attacked? At the grocery store, with Emma and Noah. Yet your car was in the driveway when Diane Chen arrived. How did you get to the store? Another hesitation. We walked, it's nearby. In November, with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, in the cold. Yes. The store is 2 miles away. Sarah's face flushed. I misspoke, I drove. I came back for something I forgot. So you were at the house? For a few minutes. Long enough to attack your husband? No, I didn't, I would never. Your Honor, the respondent has changed her story multiple times. She's demonstrated deception. She's a flight risk with tickets to Mexico and $80,000 in hidden accounts. She forged legal documents, and she has a history of fraud in auth. States under different names. He presented the news articles. Sarah Mitchell, Sarah Brennan, each with arrest records. Sarah's attorney objected. Those charges were dismissed. My client was never convicted. Because her victims died or disappeared before trial, Marcus said. Judge Morrison banged the gavel. Enough, I've heard sufficient evidence. She looked at Sarah. Mrs. Chen, I find your testimony unconvincing. The evidence suggests you pose a credible threat to your husband and potentially your children. Your Honor, please. I'm granting temporary custody to Diane Chen. You will have supervised visitation only. This court will reconvene in 30 days for a full custody hearing. Additionally, I'm referring this case to the district attorney's office for criminal investigation. Sarah stood. You can't take my children. I can and I have. Bailiff, please escort Mrs. Chen from the courtroom. Sarah lunged toward us. The bailiff caught her arm. She screamed. This is wrong. Jake, tell them I didn't do anything. Jake looked at her. I can't. Officers led her out. Her screams echoed down the hallway. I sat frozen. It was over. Marcus turned to us. It's temporary, but it's a win. With the criminal investigation, she won't get them back. Jake exhaled. The first real breath I'd seen him take in days. Can I see Emma and Noah? CPS is bringing them to the supervised center. You can see them this afternoon. We left the courthouse. Outside, November air bit at my face, but it felt good, clean. Jake stopped on the steps, looked at the sky. I thought she loved me. I know. 7 years, 2 kids, and all of it was a lie. Not all of it. Emma and Noah are real. Your love for them is real. He nodded, didn't speak for a long moment. Thank you, Mom, for not giving up. I hugged him, carefully. I'll never give up on you. 6 months later, spring arrived. Jake's cast was off. His headscar had faded to a thin line hidden by his hair. He'd sold the house. Too many bad memories, bought a smaller place closer to me. Emma started 1st grade. Noah was in preschool. They spent weekends with me. Weekdays with Jake and a nanny he'd hired. A kind woman named Lisa who'd been thoroughly background checked. Sarah was in prison awaiting trial. Multiple charges. Fraud, attempted murder, conspiracy. Derek had taken a plea deal, testified against her. He'd get 5 years. She'd likely get 20. Rebecca sent me a card. Thank you for believing me. Justice feels good. I kept it on my fridge. On a Saturday morning, Emma and Noah burst through my door. Grandma. Emma hugged my legs. Noah showed me a toy dinosaur. We're making pancakes, I said. With chocolate chips. Of course. Jake came in behind them. He looked tired, but happy. Healing wasn't fast, but it was happening. We made pancakes together. Emma mixed batter. Noah dumped in way too many chocolate chips. Jake flipped them. Badly. We laughed. Normal, finally. After breakfast, we sat in the backyard. Emma chased butterflies. Noah dug in the dirt. Jake sat beside me. I'm thinking about starting over, he said. New firm, smaller, something I can control. That sounds good. I want to focus on the kids, on rebuilding. He looked at Emma and Noah. They deserve better than what Sarah and I gave them. You gave them love. That's what they'll remember. He smiled, small but real. Emma ran over. Grandma, come see the butterfly. I stood, followed her across the yard. The butterfly was yellow, delicate. It landed on a flower. Emma watched it with wonder. It's beautiful, she whispered. It is. She looked up at me. Grandma, are you happy? Yes, sweetheart, I am. Me too. The butterfly flew away. Emma chased it. I watched her run. Free, safe. That's all I'd ever wanted. If you've ever faced betrayal from someone you trusted, you know the weight of it. The questioning, the anger, the pain. But you also know the strength it takes to fight back, to protect the people you love, to rebuild. You're not alone in that fight. If this story touched you, if you've survived something similar or know someone who has, share your story in the comments. Connection heals, truth heals. And remember, even when everything falls apart, you can put it back together, stronger than before. We did. You can too.